Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Wendy, I'm the Mainly DIY Mom, and today I'm going to show you my DIY workbench build. This is a really easy afternoon project and no fancy tools needed. You do need a circular saw and a miter saw, and a cordless drill is really helpful. But other than that, you're good to go. So let's get at it. So I did this build with 4x4 posts, 2x4s, 1x6s for the shelf down here, supported by 2x2s, and then the top is 2x8s. But you don't have to use 2x8s, so it depends on what you need to use your workbench for. For me, I had 2x8s in my shop, so I wanted to use what I had available without spending the extra money. But you could go out and buy a really nice smooth surface. You could use 2 3/4-inch MDF layers, cover it with masonite, and you'd have a beautiful worktop that's easy to replace over time. You could also use melanite or a smooth hardwood, maybe a maple, and put a coat of poly on it. So lots of options. Again, I had these in my shop, so that's why I used 2x8s. One thing I did with my 4x4 posts is I notched out the legs. I wanted to provide a really strong support surface, and this thing weighs a ton. It is not going to move. It's not going to budge, and I'm really happy with the outcome. I've got the 6 legs cut almost to length. Well, I cut them a little long because I want to square off the other end. But these are all squared off. As you can see, I did that with a miter saw. I'm going to cut notches here and partway down for a shelf and support, of course. So these are going to be the size of a 2x4. So I'm going to notch it out so that I can set the 2x4 brace all the way across the length on the front and the back of the bench. The nominal depth is 1.5 inches, so I need to set my circular saw to 1.5 inches to notch it out. So we're going to go down 3.5 inches to here and cut notches all the way along here. So I'm going to cut just to the left of that line. So this is a section we're cutting out, and it's right at the top of these leg posts. When I start doing the notching, I'm just a little concerned that this is going to split. So I think I'm going to just start it with my oscillating tool and see if that helps at all. And don't throw all these away. Some of these make really nice shims. I got the notches cut on a warm day, and now I'm just measuring down from the top 34 inches on the length of these posts. And I've got my cut line right here, which I've drawn it carried across all the way over. So I'm just going to take these to the miter saw and finish up. So I've got my long 2x4 support braces on the workbench legs, and this is my little template that I made just to help me center the bolts when I put them in. I'm going to put in one leg bolt to get started, and I have these headlock 4.5-inch leg bolts. I'm going to put this one in partway. I'm going to make the workbench 26 inches deep, and because these are 4x4 posts, you have to take off the nominal size of 3.5, that's 7 inches from 26. So I'm going to cut the braces that go front to back 19 inches, and that will in total be 26 inches. So I am going to continue with 4x4 posts for the top and bottom outside braces, and the reason is because I had 3 extras plus I have an extra post, and it just will look nice with the pattern I'm doing. You probably noticed these lag bolts are on center, and the outside ones so far I only have one up each, but they will be diagonal, and diagonal going down this way and diagonal going down this way. So I'm going to use the nice 3.5-inch post or 4-inch post for the outside, and that way it will grab those. I'll just use a 2x4 in the center, which vertical bracing is fine, and you won't see those anyway, but you'll see these on the outside. It just will look good on the end, and I can use my wood. With leg bolts, you don't have to pre-drill the holes, but I tried that on one of the corners, and of course the wood cracked, so I'm going to continue pre-drilling, and it's just easier. I don't have to worry about cracking anything. I'm using a few clamps just to get this first one going. That'll work. Now I've tipped the bench on its side because I'm going to put support braces down here with 2x2s. I'm going to put them down 3/4 inch to hold up these 1x6s that are going to run this way. And this will be the bottom shelf. I'm going to use my 1x6 as a ruler and just mark a line. This is the workbench top laid out on the floor. These are 2x8s, and this is the order I want to put them. So what I'm doing is I'm going to attach them to each other with wooden dowels. And the reason being is I want to encourage this to lay as flat as possible. I don't expect it to strengthen the work surface. I just want to help keep the work surface flat. So these are 3/8 inch dowels and they're 2 inches long. So I put a drill stop on my bit, which will feed through this Milescraft joint mate. What I've done is I've labeled, like this is 1 pointing up, and this is the adjoining side, 1B. And then on the other side, I'll put more dowels. So that's 2A pointing up, etc. So you rotate your jig until it's tight. So my first hole, you put it all the way in and then you start your drill. And we're gonna pop these in because we'll need it to do the opposite sides so that they line up. Now that I've done the first row, I've lined up my second board. These sides are going to go together, so I need to drill holes on the opposing sides. And you take your jig, you can set it through the hole size you just drilled, 3/8 of an inch for this one. And you can slide this forward until it meets the wood and tighten it up. And now you have the depth for your opposing side. And it has these grooves so you can line it up with a dowel. And now we can drill the opposing hole. I'm going to add a piece of 2x2 on either end so that I can attach it from underneath to our new top.